This morning, we are learning all about an incredible program here in Detroit and its 30-year legacy of financial empowerment for kids. Joining me this morning from the Money Matters for Youth program, we have Gail Perry Mason, and we also have a young investor, Josiah Johnson. Welcome to the show, you two.
We're so happy to be here.
Yes, and
yes.
Gail, for 30 years, you've been dedicated to teaching our youth about financial literacy. Why was that so important? What inspired that?
You know, first of all, what inspired it, I was in the investment industry. I am in the investment industry, but the best thing to do is invest in our youth, the next generation. But I was reading the Wall Street Journal one day, and I was like, wow, they had something called Rich Kids Camp.
Ooh.
And I was like, Rich Kids Camp? And I looked at it and I said, well, I couldn't afford to send my children there. They had to pay $10,000 to go, and and they had to bring $10,000 with them.
Wow.
But none of the youth looked like us. So I said, I need to do something in Detroit like this. So right where Bass Blue is right now, it used to be Your Heritage House. I rented it for $100 and had 15 youth, and we called them young investors, and we taught financial literacy. I took off a week from work just to teach financial literacy, and I haven't had a vacation in 30 years now.
Oh my goodness.
So I always take off from work for 1 week and put our youth together. Now we're over 400 youth with waiting lists.
Amazing.
To do this, but it started right there, and the one thing I wanted to do was just to leave a legacy with them. They are our living legacy.
Yes.
And teaching them financial literacy, because I didn't know financial literacy growing up, and a lot of us didn't. So I wanted to teach the next generation.
Incredible. Josiah, talk about some of the things you've been able to experience through Money Matters for Youth and what you've learned.
Well, one thing about Aunt Gail is that she's always doing something, and most of the time she's doing something with me or the organization. It's for us, you know what I mean? It's always for us. It's never about her. She doesn't make it about her, because we're all doing something and we're all learning about money and how to use it and how important it is, but not to get too attached. One thing she always says at the start of every camp, I remember every year, she says, she asks us how many of us love money. You obviously get the hand
Right, everyone
raises,
raises their hands.
like money, money, yes, you know. But then she goes, that's wrong. You can't ever love anything that doesn't love you back, right? Because as much as money is helpful, it's a tool to help us kind of thrive. It's never something we get attached to.
Right. So what are you learning? Is it investing, owning a business?
It's all of it. I remember last year we had to go to different businesses across Detroit. And what we had to do was we had to look up their website, look up their owner, look up what they were doing, and we had to formulate a business plan for them and like how to increase like what they're already doing. And what we did was that we had looked at it, and we were like, okay, they don't have much social media presence. They're not really out there a lot. They work with electronics, and they're not tapping into the safety electronics market. So then we made a business plan with that, made a slogan, things like that for our own
How to
business.
make the business better.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then we went to them and we presented it to them. And what they ended up doing was that they had us email it to them, because that's what they were already doing, and they went to show their boss, because they knew it was the right thing to do.
That's a cool experience. And Gail, another cool experience, you recently took the kids on a trip to Chicago for a special event. Tell us about that. And this was for Juneteenth as well, right?
Yes, for Juneteenth, we ended up going to the Obama Presidential Center, and it was such a great legacy in motion. Definitely. They would play everything from playing basketball to looking at the art.
Wow.
To having the opportunity to be in Chicago on Juneteenth for a grand opening day with the presidential, library.
That is awesome.
Oh my God, it was amazing. And it's a huge place, and it brings so much unity. And that's what it's all about.
It is what it's all about.
So the return on the investment is really about human capital and about the next generation. So what we did, we brought the next generation with us, a lot of our financial coaches, and we went there and just enjoyed the day in Chicago.
That's awesome. Thank you for all that you do, teaching our kids about financial literacy. Josiah, keep being great. I know you're doing great things, and we can't wait to hear more later on the show. We'll have more information on our website about how to get involved with Money Matters for Youth, fox2detroit.com. Be sure to check it out. We'll be right back after the break.